fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7.
There we go. I don't know why it does that. I think every time the microphone updates itself, the Streamlabs tries to go to the old microphone that no longer exists. I think that's what happens. I caught it this time. I caught it. How is everyone doing? Fluffy did indeed managed to post the stream in my Discord moments before I was able to. So quick. Tournaments be stressful. You have a question for me? Oh, for Bree. You lost first round, Bree? Sorry to hear that. Don't worry. Lots of people will lose. I dare say half of the tournament players lose in the first round. So you've got lots of company. Even Inkagark lost in the first round. I think I might have lost in the first round before. I'm not sure. It happens. It happens to us all. There we are. Starting with this one. One did not switch. Yellow comment. So accommodating. Yeah. Go7 review gaming. Of Go7 games. Now 2 of them. Spoilers, both of these games are going to be very focused on the opener. So, spoilers there. Your opponent resigned to day 3. Dang. Joined an FFA. Good luck. You forgot it was a double HQ map. Oh no. Hey everybody, it's me, Go7, King of the Penguins here. Back with the only stream for Advanced Wars by Web content that you need. I'm going to show you how to improve your game and your life. So enjoy and remember, I believe in you. Now, there are other streams for Advanced Wars by Web content. I believe there's one that goes on at the same time as mine even. And there's also Humida's. Oh my god, which... 1 second. I gotta get the right name for the other one that goes on. Sometimes I drop into it after. Nico Lolita. She also does streams. There we go. Content dropped it too. And if you want to drop a link to the channel, since you're a mod and can do that, go for it. I know people have already finished game 1. You're still on day 1. It is a peeking Tom map. See this little recon spying on the bases. It's effectively perfect information. You see both bases and you know what the vehicle timings are going to be. So if you're like, well, there wasn't a vehicle bought here or here, so the vehicle must have been bought over here. The recon can also shift back and forth between this shoal and this comm tower to always check what was built here, what was like, when's the airport coming online, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't think the replay extension has the new tiles. I can change the map background, map grid. File info pop-up anchor. Bottom left. Oh, that's this thingy. Oh, cool. Do I like this map? I liked it when I was playing this in high funds fog. I'm not super sold on it in normal fog, but it is S ranked. But so maybe other people have had more fun, more experience with it. It does kind of break a cardinal rule though. You start with 4K income. Usually you want to start... The reason that's breaking a cardinal rule is that the more income you start with, the more exacerbated the first turn advantage becomes, because player 1 gets 4K before player 2 does. And so we'll always have a slight economic lead. I think we like the purchases and everything first. The starting with a single infantry... this is player 1. The starting with a single infantry is less impactful when there's more starting income. And the lander, yeah. The lander position is also an FTA counter. Because if they started in the same position, then player 1 would just get this to go first. So at the end of player 1's turn, it's going to be sitting right here, which is exactly where player 2's starts. So player 2 has... I guess player 2 kind of has a faster base here and a faster base here because of the lander, so maybe that makes up for the increased income. You could build a day 2 recon without base skipping, it's true. Is the lander named Fred? It's probably Frederica. Okay. So, going into this game, I did consider playing Grim, because Grim can guarantee 2-shot this black boat. I thought that was pretty cool with the artillery. Go bam bam. Jake can guarantee 2-shot it if he's got a comm tower, but I was like, it's probably not worth going Grim just to get that guaranteed 2-shot, since Jake, with an artillery in the plains, has a chance at a 2-shot. I'll just take that chance. If I get it, I'm happy. If I don't, whatever. And I really want the increased indirect range, because from my experience on this map in the past, artillery are really, really good. There's a lot of fighting in between like these HQs, and having artillery in these forests backed up by double base, lander drop off, that kind of thing. You can shut down a lot while also getting ready to threaten to take this HQ by blowing up their lander that's defending it. So that's why I went with Jake for this purely for indirects. Because I know from past experience that they're a very big deal on this map. My opponent went with Adder. I don't think that's bad. I mean, it is a double airport map. Getting the extra movement on the copters is nice. That's also why I would go Jake instead of Jess. It is double copter, and I think the +1 range is more important than the plus damage on artillery. And Jake copters, there's quite a bit of planes around. Not around the HQs, but otherwise there's quite a bit of planes, so they'll still be able to benefit from that. A lander does have more defense than a black boat. I'm pretty sure the lander is just straight up more defensive than a black boat. But we'll see how this game goes. Walk over to my nice second base here. Okay. We're going to see something mighty suspicious here. Oh, the idea with this base is you can hop in here, unload over here, or you can unload at the harbor, start capturing these cities. You'll probably have a hard time holding them. Sometimes you can hold them pretty well, though. And then if you are Drake or Sammy or Sensei, then your lander from here can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you can drop off onto this missile platform. Everyone else can't do that. They just have to suffice between either this drop-off point or this one. But these are both very good, so it's fine. It's very, very important, though, that when you are playing on this map, that you know that you can unload for free, right? Because there's only one drop-off point here. So if you put 2 infantry or infantry tank or whatever into your lander, and then you go here and drop one off in the forest, you need to next turn move that unit and then drop off again, then move your lander back. It doesn't take up your lander's turn to unload that second unit on the next turn, so you don't lose lander time back and forth. It's just the units being dropped off that have to come off in sequence. So it's very important to know that. Otherwise, you might actually like wait your lander there to unload, and you're going to be slowing down your deployment from this base drastically. That would be very, very bad. So very, very good to know. You can unload for free. It's a free action. Yeah, the advanced tech. It's mandatory advanced tech, which is probably not great, especially for a game that is very determined, stays true to the originals. Probably shouldn't have advanced tech that isn't in the originals, but that's okay. It's okay. They do this a lot because it does help control the tempo of like unloading and stuff. So you'll see it around in maps, but it's not something you'd want someone that came just from Advanced Wars to have to deal with. You wish you knew that all the times you played on the map before. Yeah. No, it's important to know. Okay. So my opponent has gone for something very fishy. It's day 2. My vision is I don't see my opponent's infantry walking towards their base, which sets off every alarm bell in the world. I have 2 ideas of what my opponent is doing. They are either 1, going to go for an HQ rush, or 2, they're going to use this base and this lander to go for this base for some reason. I don't know why they would do that, but I'm like, those are the 2 possibilities I can think of. That would still be a turn slower than just walking straight there, but maybe they want to have more infantry deployed outwards in this direction. So like, okay, whatever. Maybe that's their plan. I'll know next turn. Because so my thinking, it matters only for this. So I don't go for this city right away. I want to go for this city. Because in my head, the 2 options is I either go for the HQ cap, or they're using the lander to go over here. If they're using the lander to go over here, that means they're not deploying in this area. So I'll be able to get tons of captures over here. If they're going for the HQ cap, then it's important that I'm able to hit my HQ from as many sides as possible. I'm going to go with 3. So I want to be able to, from here, this guy can hit here, and then my other infantry being deployed over here can hit from this side. Because HQ rushes have a really hard time holding on 3 sides. They usually are able to block just 2. So I think, in my head, I'm like, this is fine. This one move will be able to beat all of the things that could possibly be coming my way. They unload the APC here, which is pretty nice. The idea is that these can both go into this lander that got off the HQ, and then the lander can go down here and drop them off. And then I see they get the recon built here. And then now they're sending this infantry down here. So I'm like, okay, that's mighty sketchy, but I've already pretty much covered against the HQ rush, because they can't have another vehicle on the way, because they already have this recon. I guess they could have another recon, but if they want to go for a fastest possible infantry rush, they can't go for another vehicle over here other than just an APC. So in case they're thinking, instead they delayed this base because it's not that impactful, there's only like a few of these cities, so maybe they went for some sort of weird base skip to get faster money or something, and instead they're going to like spam out a bunch of recons to harass me over here. I'll get the tank here. I'm going to make a slight mistake. Here you see their little drop off, and you're going to see a really fancy double boost. Boost. Okay. And there we go. Now this guy can hit here and here. This guy can hit here. Happy as a clam. The slight mistake I'm going to make is I'm going to go infantry here, and then I'm going to go tank here to be like, the tank's going to cover against possible recon rushes over here. But if I just dropped off my infantry over here, it would be fine. It would still have like captures it could go for really quickly. And this guy's going for the harbor either way. But the nice thing is if I drop off my infantry down here, I would leave up the option to have my lander go down here and drop off the tank, which then drops it off in range of my HQ, just in case I had a miscalculation somewhere. Gotta use this little boost. It doesn't cover... It covers this side, I guess. And this is where I was talking about, it's really difficult to guard 3 sides. And indeed, they kind of guard 2 here from this angle, but this guy can come in and hit the other side. Pop, pop, interrupt, and then in come all the infantry. I debate as to whether or not I should build an anti-air or a tank here. Basically, if I build an anti-air, you'll be able to clear, because at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you'll be able to one-shot any infantry that might try and stand in the way, but I don't think that's actually really possible. Really that possible. So I decided to go with tank because I know a recon's on the way. I know exactly where the recon is, because it has a very predictable... It has basically only one path that can get it as far as possible, and that's going to be right here, so I'm not going to attack from there. I'll just build the tank. And then that's... GG. It was a very sketchy opening, a very high risk opening, I'll say. The problem with going with this HQ rush instead of other HQ rushes you might have seen is that it had an immediate giveaway that this base got skipped, which just sets off on day 2, which gives me tons of time to come up with a plan. I just don't think there's any way that can work either. I think I'm always going to be able to defend that. The only thing I can think of is if I went for something Go7 wonky and I went for a really fast artillery and then sent all my infantry up this way, then I would fail. But even if I have an infantry standing right here going for this capture instead of going for this capture, I think that still fails. Would I open tank first if my opponent didn't base skip? I might. I might have gone artillery first to break this down. This does explain to you why Sammy is banned. Well, if you see Sammy, you would just go fast recon here, and you would stand on this HQ. We did get a fancy boost. But GG. Cheeses be dangerous. A dangerous, volatile opening. I've been HQ cheesed in the past. I'm sure everyone's been HQ cheesed at least once. So I'm pretty aware of it. It would have been a very big talking point if I had gotten HQ cheesed, because I regularly look over fog maps. Well, I don't know how regularly, but I'll look over fog maps to make sure there isn't a scary HQ cheese in them. Whenever an HQ doesn't have a black boat on it. Okay. Again, someone not playing someone really close to Yellow Comet. This is the other Go7 game. It's also going to be very opener heavy. You haven't been HQ cheese, but you have lost to HQ caps. If you wait to have the APCs and recons cover more sides, then I'm just going to be... more of my stuff is going to be closer to the HQ. It gets harder and harder. High funds game per rank. Well, I'm glad. Oh man, I should have dropped a ton of games. Thank you. I just like rank 200. Achesst now with a very nice lead over me in high funds. We were neck and neck. No cheese in the rank. I'm not cheesing the rank. An HQ cap becomes an HQ cheese if it's just a mad dash rush to the HQ, no fighting involved. It's like you start with your infantry just walks straight across the map and starts capturing that your HQ in the darkness. The True Boss rematch is slowly going on. I'm proud to have not timed out of any games, but slow and steady goes the Penguin. I know. So, I guess a little history to this game. I planned to play Rachel on here twice, because I had another game on here that I played Rachel that happened at the exact same time. But JTQWN, I think is their name, told me that they're definitely playing Rachel. So I was like, oh, okay, we're not going to have a mirror match. I do regret choosing Kindle, because I don't think I have enough map knowledge to use Kindle effectively here, as we're going to find out. I think Kindle's probably fine, but you got to know what you're doing. I've definitely learned from this game and some other games in high funds that I have a lot of trouble reading high funds maps. In comparison to fog maps, which I think I read pretty well. JTQWN? Did I say it right? So I would recommend when you go into your games, you need to have, well, at least at a certain level, you should have a specific strategy that you're going for. I don't really have a strategy in this game, and that's going to come back to bite me. I had a loose strategy with my pick. I'm like, well, maybe I can go for a base kill. But in high funds, Rachel's, I consider a pretty good CO against Kindle, just because you're not too worried about the repair costs, and you fully heal after every Urban Blight. But we're going to see. I go for a really fast tank here, which I very much regret, because it slows down my captures a lot. My thinking is, well, I'm Kindle. I want to try and get some early fights around cities and stuff. I'll just have my tank harass. But we're going to find out that it did have some opportunities. I just missed them. JTQWN is going to also go for a tank over here, and then an artillery over here, which I'm going to learn from here, from this game, that there's an amazing artillery defense on this base. So I should really not send. And I'm going to be like, oh, what's? I think when I see the artillery gets built, I'm like, wow, that's a great artillery defense. I'm going to do the same thing over here, although my infantry are a little differently placed out. But then I send my tank down here to. This was me thinking that maybe I'll attack and let myself get shot with the artillery to build up some charge. But I'm like, well, my tank was only going to knock you down to 5, really, so it's not worth it. So I definitely regret moving my tank down here towards the artillery. The city I could have considered going after, there's 2 cities I could consider going after with my tank that I kind of failed to do so here, is this city and this city, because they're both just barely out of the tank range from this base to defend, and the artillery placements to defend these 2 captures are also way more awkward than this one. It has this nice wall of forests and inside the tank range and everything. But if I go the other way, I can have some dreaming of locking this one down, or at least delaying this one or this one, which would be pretty nice. And there are actual cities I can probably get some action with as Kindle, rather than down here where you get this like amazing defense with this artillery. The tank can't hit the artillery because of the woods. And this also is nice for JTQWN because the artillery. I also have like, well, maybe I have a secondary plan of going around this way, and maybe having my tank get some harassment in here and try and disrupt the center area. But you can see JTQWN's tank goes to a much nicer spot. But there's a similar artillery defense over here that also utilizes a forest as the artillery defends this infantry that goes for this capture. And what I like about this play from JTQWN is it kind of plays into this central area where there's 4 cities and indirect coverage of these of this base here. So the buys work very well defensively with the terrain, and they transition well into like a base kill strategy / economic lead. I was going to experiment with my own artillery defense down here. This is mostly, yeah. Again, I really shouldn't send my tank down here. My idea is like maybe I can stand on this city to delay that a tiny bit, but realistically, this tank needs to do something more important. Like if it was going up here instead, that'd be really nice because as you can see, this tank, if it had been in position to stand here instead, it'd be really nice because these 2 infantry only have these 2 cities to really go for. So if I can delay one immediately, that's just straight financial gain, or I guess financial loss for my opponent. And this tank doesn't actually cover that, as you can see. It doesn't quite reach. Okay, So over here, the artillery is stopping. Well, not necessarily stopping, but it's threatening this tank. I got artillery plus tank shot if this guy tries to hit from the missile silo, so it would have to hit from the planes. I would fire on it. If it goes after my artillery, then I get to hit it with my tank back, and I get a bunch of charge, which is kind of what I would like right now. I don't want to give it away just for free, but if I get this nice like artillery and tank fight, then I might send this tank in to get some like harassment and then shot by an artillery to try and get an urban blight during the cap phase, which is definitely more impactful when you're playing against someone who isn't Rachel. So if I get an urban blight during the cap phase, it does delay every single infantry that's going for a capture, which very much adds up very quickly in economic loss. And then if you're not fighting Rachel, it hits again because they all repair up to 9, which is not enough to get a 2-turn cap on another property. But Rachel would heal them all up to 10. So the urban blight definitely loses a lot of its bite in that sense. But I would still probably go for it, just because delaying every single capture on the map for a turn is very good. So now at this stage, I'm like, okay, I've been kind of crushed in the opener. The double artillery over here, the better, I didn't even mention it, but the better prioritization that JTQWN did on the captures, making sure to get this capture right here before I could disrupt it, where instead this is ready to interrupt me when I go for this capture and just like deny this contested city. And at the same time, it's already moving, JTQWN's already moving into the like mid to late game strategy of having these artillery go into this central area and lock down my bases. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I would probably just be like, GG, I got outplayed. I got outplayed in the opener here. I'm going to be way behind financially, as I'm going to probably lose these 4 cities and these contested properties here. So I'm just going to get myself ready to go for some all-in on the corner. This might be different for other people who are content creators, but I don't like to resign until it's very obvious to viewers that I'm dead. Oh, I'm blocking with this infantry so this tank can't come in and interrupt my capture. With some sort of future ploy. Here I do delay the city, which kind of forces this infantry to go up here. It's going to go up here anyway, but it stops this guy from going for the capture while having 2 tanks in range to get if it went for the comm tower. So I could try and go in here with like my well, the tank really doesn't want to attack the artillery on the city because I'm fighting against Rachel, so I hit the artillery and then it just repairs most of it off, and I just get first struck by another tank. I just cry. But maybe that would be getting something actually done with this tank other than this like very awkward move. Maybe double artillery. I get some artilleries in range of this base, and the next turn I'm going to start pumping out rockets. I should really pump out a rocket first over here because it's slower. It doesn't super matter though. It's just not great buys. The rocket should be first for sure because it's slower to get into this range. It doesn't really matter. I know my opponent's going to... It's kind of like only if JTQWN blunders horribly, it doesn't like start pumping up mega tanks, will I have a chance. I should have gone for the rocket plate right away. Oh, yeah, I went for some sort of somewhat cheeky trap over here. It's only cheeky in that it delays this capture. If I had a few more infantry in range, it would be a lot better because I would be able to probably deny the city. But as is, it doesn't work out super great. I was kind of happy that this Neo tank got bought over here, because I'm like, I don't really care about this Neo tank. It can go kill off my guys over here, as long as I can try and get an all-in on this poor innocent base up here. There's the rocket. Definitely should have been the reversed order. It's still gonna be really slow moving though. We gotta go through forests and plains. The poor rocket's got wheels. I also have to be very careful coming up here, because these tanks can try and stand next to my base and make me really sad. I'll be able to secure this capture. I'm not too worried about JTQWN attacking these units, because it will give me a lot of charge that I could perhaps use in this attack up here. But what is really bad news for me is I got nothing done in the opening stages of the game, which is where I'm going to be strongest as Kindle. As the game gets later on and supers come online, Rachel's just going to be way better than me, because she's got her missile powers. Keep falling back. There's the rocket. It's on its way. Go double Neo tank. I probably should have gone straight into the megas. Maybe if I had skipped out on this like indirect idea and gone straight for more megas right away, this could have had some more merit for rushing this base, but I don't think it really did. Yeah, here comes the mega. And at this stage, I mean, it's becoming more and more obvious that I'm super dead. But yeah, I really shouldn't fire on this Neo tank. I was thinking maybe I should shoot it so that I don't immediately lose my corners, but it does give a lot of charge anyway, and it gives JTQWN a very flashy finish here. I said GG, finish me here. Smack, smack. And then in comes the tanks. Smack, smack. And we get the Rachel super. I could probably have made a magnet down here. These imagery are a little too spaced, but it wouldn't have mattered. And there's GG. JTQWN with the win. So in the first game, we saw a very poorly... Well, it wasn't poorly planned. We saw a very risky opening that went straight for the HQ and lost. In this case, we went for a very poorly planned opening against a well-planned opening. At least it looked well-planned to me. And just got absolutely crushed. GG. Very good lessons learned for the map. I really liked this artillery defense. Or the artillery, like the double artillery defense to hold down this section. And then, of course, it transitions nicely into like the locking on this base. It was a good lesson to be learned. High funds is definitely proving to be more challenging a game mode for me at this point. Although I am fighting against the top players in it right now. JTQWN was, maybe probably still is, number 2. And I also have a game ongoing against the true boss, the current number 1. So we'll see if I'll be able to improve for that game. We'll see. GG's. Oh, and this was my game was a tournament game. That was round 1. Round 2 is going to be on Scavenger, my worst map ever. Win rate wise, I think. So best of luck to me. I am in the G division for Go7, so I should get. I'll have a power up for that. I don't think I've won on Scavenger since Eagle beat me on it. Way back when. Eagle with like the 3 or 4 exclamation points. Oh, speaking of Scavenger, Kudakasa versus Fipt. This is a new submitter, so they get priority. Is JTQWN the number 1 now? I wasn't that highly rated in F1s. I don't think that would put him above True Boss yet. Yeah, True Boss is still ahead. Ooh, Starflash is almost taken taken number 2. A little potty humor. Oh. You played one extra Global League game and you overshot to get into the bracket G. I could lock the central bases with rockets. Well, only the ones on my side. But they can also charge me with artillery. It was a weird game. That's why openers matter. Okay. Here we go. We got Kudakasa playing Andy against Fipt playing Adder. I'm actually going to make Andy a couple of ice because I learned the game playing Andy. Okay. So, unless there's been a change, Adder is tier 4 on this map and Andy is tier 3. Whoa. But we do have, I think, newer players here because both of them went for the immediate city rather than going straight for this neutral base. You would want to go for the neutral base first because of a few reasons. First, you will be able to generate more infantry quicker. So every turn you delay building or capturing your base, you're costing yourself an infantry and unit count. And also, all of the infantries you build from this base, you're delaying their captures that they would go for by a whole turn. So it ends up being a very expensive endeavor to delay going for bases. It does look like both of them are going to go for it now, though. So it's not going to be too bad. Oh, never mind. Went for the airport first. Now I'm going to go for the base. You'd usually want to go for the base first just because you can't produce. You're not usually going to have enough money to be producing from the airport yet. Yeah. We also have this fast recon. On this map, the recon kind of has two choices. It can go up through the middle to try and get some harassment over here, or it can go for the classic choice, which is to go down to this bottom right and harass this city in particular. I mean, it can harass other ones too, but harassing this one is really, really, really annoying because it's difficult for Fipt to get an infantry all the way down here again to go for this capture. And it's not too difficult for a vehicle from Kudakasa to come over and continually deny it. So it can be that if this gets denied on or interrupted / denied on the first capture attempt, it can be denied the whole game, which is really annoying. And so it often becomes a classic point to harass. We'll see how Kudakasa decides to go about here. Fipt could have built a tank, decides not to. It's okay. You'll usually decide when you want to build your tank depending on how far away your infantry are getting from your base and how likely it is you're about to be attacked. You can, especially in fog, you can delay your vehicle purchases by a long time, because more so when you really have an understanding of the map, though. Because if a tank moves out and doesn't do anything for a turn or two, that might have been an infantry that got 2 turns fast or further out and got a capture or something, and then you just bring a tank along anyway. Later on, and as long as it showed up at the same time the action happened, you would be fine. Your Breca has 4. I see 1 finalist. Wow. Does this map have any T-copter options? It kind of does, but they're not amazing. You can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The problem is it sets you up for a boost, right? But there's no boost to be had. There isn't like a property 1, 2, 3 here, or 1, 2, 3 here. Not even like in like 3 turns the boost would matter. If you went boost 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then go for this capture, then the boost would matter. Or this capture, maybe that would be okay. Except on the next turn, you hop in the infantry and here go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably drop off here. 6, drop off here, go for this capture, maybe. It would be wild. Go for a boost to then like rush down this city while you transport copter up to go for this city. I don't think it's that great. Transport copter going this way, it's kind of just not too fast because it's already showing up behind the space that's been online for a while, and most of the infantry are going to be approaching these central cities pretty quickly. Now, instead of T-copter plays, you can go for some black boat plays, not for transporting infantry, but for blocking on these choke point shoals, which I think is pretty decent. And something to keep in mind. So for your answer, there is very limited T-copter options for an opener. I think you could do it if you were feeling very confident that your opponent is not going to recon rush you over here. Then you could go T-copter with this fancy like double boost or boost. Excuse me. Boost double walk capture and go for these captures, but I wouldn't go for that because it's very likely that your opponent is going to recon rush you over here because it's specifically how effective it can be to deny this city. Okay, another thing that people will often do is go for very early artillery to break these pipe seams because it will unlock this base to go straight into the middle rather than having to go for this convoluted route around. It's pretty good. I wouldn't recommend necessarily rushing it. So I guess I could say this. If your opponent rushes the artillery and you see the artillery shot, then your T-copter would be safe to go up here because they haven't gone for a fast recon. They've gone for a very fast artillery, and you'd be able to see that based on the pipe seam health. But I think that doesn't happen until after you get your T-copter anyway. So that's probably not good enough. Sammy T-copter openings on here might be better because you have the extra copter movement, but I'm still not too convinced by it just because of how prevalent the recon attacks are. You also lost those as Sammy. That doesn't bode well. You could go for later game T-copters because it's a faster way of getting mechs into these forests rather than getting an artillery into the woods. Okay, so Andy's going for a bunch of recons. Ooh. Okay, we built copter triple base skip. I would not recommend this. This is basically saying that this copter needs to be worth a ton, right? It has to make up for being down 3 infantry. You trade 3 infantry for 1 copter. This copter needs to kill like 3 infantry. Deny like 2 cities or something outrageous to make up for going down so many infantry in order to build it. And then also not moving these other infantry or this recon, not great. You'll want to move all your units, especially during the cap phase. you charge out for those properties. Currently, Fipt has done nothing but build infantry, which is a build after my own heart, as I've done on Stalingrad a couple times, just like mass infantry purchases into more heavy vehicles. But I would definitely highly recommend getting some vehicles to defend your infantry. It's called covering them. Wow. So you'd have like a vehicle back here, like sitting in this forest, and then if it's a tank, it's got 6 moves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would cover every infantry but this one. Covering just means the tank has its move overlap with the placement of the infantry. So if an opponent, as soon as it attacks that infantry, the tank will be able to attack back as it moves into the tile the infantry just was at. This is definitely way too deep with the recon. This is more of a move you would see in very late game fog, where you just send the recon forward to see where is all of my opponent's stuff, whether they like, and what do I need to build to attack into it, what do I need to do to avoid it, that kind of thing. In this case, it just goes in here and it sees a lot of infantry, and surprisingly, there's nothing here to kill it. I mean, I guess it could get swarmed by infantry and slowly killed off, which I mean, it's not that slow of a death. It's like a 2-turn death. I've killed off recons with infantry, but okay. So here you pretty much never load into a vehicle. Not ever, but not never, but mostly never. You don't load into the vehicles as they're built. You just keep moving on with your infantry, and then have this guy keep walking on. And usually the vehicle moves over to here. You build another infantry, then it hops in, and you go on your way. Because this guy's kind of going backwards to go in here, and we'll have moved farther just walking forward at this point than going in here and being dropped off in a turn. Again, I highly recommend that you keep building infantry and also moving infantry on the side to go for these captures, because money's good. You're going to really, especially in Fog, in all the modes, but in Fog, your infantry are going to be used for captures. They're going to be used for interrupting your opponent's captures, and they're used for scouting. They're just so needed in all aspects of Fog that you'll want to be constantly producing them throughout the entire game. Swarmed by zombies. Recon is only 1 tank turn away from the base from this one. So it's even more gutsy. Do we see a Neo tank built? No. Fipt is just building a ton of infantry, walking out, don't care about the recons. Okay. The lander by. Recon's watching them walk. Really go for these captures. Recons can't attack the black boat, unfortunately. Okay. I don't know why we went with a lander here. I guess it's to deploy the artillery into these woods. A lander in the late game, late game, can be decent for defending at your HQ, because if you sit here with your lander, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5. I guess here or here. You can pick up a medium tank and then a tank from one of the 2 bases, and then drop it off immediately up here to defend your HQ, which can can rush vehicles out pretty nicely, but it's a very expensive cost to do so, and I would only do it in extreme circumstances. It'd be a lot better. I guess you can go here and you can pick up a mega tank and then drop it off over here. That's a lot better if you were building a mega tank. We have first blood, infantry strike. It's even Fred. Fred got the first shot of the game. All right, Fipt has built a non-infantry unit straight into the battleship. It does have a little bit of a ocean tile to work with here. You can kind of use it to lock down your own HQ. I don't know if this is a league game. I should have checked. It didn't unload into the forest. I would have expected to be in the forest because it would be hidden. I'm not quite sure why these recons are just crowding around this black boat. But the only units that can attack black boats are units that have shells or ammo, except for mechs. Or like land units with shells. Mechs have tank attacks, and they work as tanks against all vehicles, but boats. For some reason, the mech will just not use it against the black boat. Although, that's true, the battleship can hit the pipe scenes. That's gonna move over here. Scared of these recons. Okay. So, the sub is a spicy buy. It does have 5 vision range. It has the same range as a recon and a missile. I mean, look at that range. I don't know why subs can see so far on land, but they can. Or over land. The problem the sub is going to run to, and is unlike the battleship, which has indirect fire, so it can hit so many things. The sub can only hit direct attack against other boats. But it can't actually cross over shoals. It can only stick to the oceans. So it's only going to be defending these little ocean tiles and the harbor from boats. Now you can build a sub and then dive it on your harbor, and there is absolutely no way that they will ever be able to clear it off that harbor. But it's a very expensive block. You'll see it in quite a few games, especially in high funds. Now, interestingly, there is actually a boat over here, and it's a lander, so you can travel over shoals. So it's possible we could have a huge blowout where like 2 mega tanks hop in the lander. The lander just sails itself over here, sits right here or something, like, dang. Or on the shoal, doesn't unload, and the sub just pop one-shots it. I mean, if that happens, then this sub buy was the biggest of big brain plays. It does also provide vision for the battleship, though. Oh, but we had to base skip for the sub? I mean, was the sub really that needed? Ooh, this is a great buy. So the bomber to counter the battleship is the classic buy. Usually it's either bomber or a cloud of battlecopters to rain on the battleship's parade. The infantry can't attack black boats, so we put the black boats on these HQs in Fog of War so that people can't just HQ cheese you. Which is like, they just like they build infantry, and then they go for a base skip on the next turn with an APC, and they just APC the infantry all the way to your HQ and just start capping it before you can even see anything happening because it's fog. So we put these black boats on your HQs, so that kind of shenanigans aren't something you have to deal with, and instead someone has to actually lay siege to your HQ first. The old copter cloud. It's classic. We all live in the yellow submarine. Yeah, so there it is. It's providing vision. Look, it even overlaps perfectly because the battleship has 6 range. Submarine has 5 vision range. If the battleship's behind the submarine, then the vision and the attack range are just going to overlap perfectly. Classic 48,000 2-unit combo. Okay. Whoa. And for the rocket. Usually the rocket, I think, gets purchased over here. So that's closer to getting to these shoals. Okay. Flipped. The Great. Infantry fights. Recon survives the battleship attack. For some reason, Flipped is going to go for a bomber. No answers to the battlecopter over here. Although infantry can chip these down. You send enough of them. Although not against an Andy who will just pop the super and heal up a lot. Okay, the APC is because the submarine is going to be chunking down fuel. Sitting here hidden. I don't know why the recon went to this tile, because battleship minimum range is just next to it, so it's still going to need to shoot it. But it does reveal the sub. Andy with double rocket. Rockets can also lock down your HQ from across this waterway. You don't have to go straight to a battleship. There we go. We have our attacks on the battlecopter. A full surround here. So the black boat on your HQ can be used to repair, and I would highly recommend repairing in this case. I'd like infantry kills off this guy or something, and then the battlecopter goes around like this and strikes over here or over here, and then black boat repair. Now we have a fighter coming out from Flipped, which is very bad news for Kudakasa, because there's a bomber down here and a battlecopter over here. Ooh. The cruiser. Okay. Well, the rockets are moving into place to start shelling stuff over here. The bomber hits the black boat. Bombers can two-shot these, or a bomber and 2 battlecopters will kill this. One of the things you'll see Sammy's doing fog is double bomber. It'll be like double bomber comes out of the fog. Bam, bam. Black boat's killed off. Victory march. Take the HQ. Unfortunately, this is the only thing over here that can actually go for this HQ cap. Or can actually break the HQ, so it can't break this and then also go after this battleship. Now, a battleship alone cannot actually save your HQ if there's enough infantry around to join, because a battleship does not one-shot an infantry on an HQ. And especially against Andy, it's not going to be able to do it. Bam! Bomber hits battleship. Would have been such a sick play if Flipped had just moved the submarine 1 tile over, and then the bomber would have flown up. For some reason, the bomber would have been trapped on the submarine, even though the submarine is deep underwater and the bomber is way up in the sky. I forget what it's called. The little spyglass in the sub would have just gone shooting straight up, and the bomber would have had to stop instead of crashing into it. Yeah. I don't know why. Okay, so the cruiser buy is a little weird because cruisers can only attack air unit. Well, I guess the air units, it is defending technically against like a copter swarm or something a little bit, except they get hit by air units really hard. But they can hit subs, they can hit air units, and they can hit carriers. Black boats are the only things that the cruiser can hit. All of which probably not going to be in its realm. I mean, air units are definitely the most likely of those. Fipt had the exact same idea with rushing the bomber down here to this HQ. Copycat. We have a missile on its way, but it's going to be too slow to shoot down the bomber. Fighter, of course, kills this bomber. And he can pop the super here to heal up this black boat. Give another turn to get some units to react. There's, however, nothing that can kill off this black boat currently. I guess we're not going to use the super, which is fine. Not really needed. You have 2 rockets in range of the HQ currently. Kudakasa can build a fighter. That's weird. So you'd want to use your super first because it would give your units more firepower, more movement, and heal them up for these fights. I don't know why we're going for the T-copter. Got another rocket. Double battleship over here. Another fighter. A very expensive defensive force over here. And he actually has an econ lead currently. Oh. Okay. This almost works out. If this recon was over here instead, then if it like went down here and attacked over here, then if the bomber wants to hit the HQ, the missile shoots it, and then if the bomber wants to hit the missile, it would have to fly over here, and then the cruiser could hit it. Oh my gosh, the bomber flies over there anyway. The big brain cruiser play. Okay, cruisers. You would expect cruisers to just one-shot everything in the air. They don't. They do one-shot copters. But if I remember correctly, they do not one-shot bombers. Not like a fighter does. A fighter will just one-shot a bomber. Oh, there's our fighter. No! Oh no! Andy, no! No! Well, the recon moved away, which lost vision of the bomber. I thought the T-copter was going to come down here to reveal it again, and then the cruiser would smack it. But instead, the cruiser just took a step forward. You can't give up cruiser versus bomber attack. It's so rare that you get it. Anti-air buy is very good. Missiles are not great. Probably should have finished this capture, although I do admire going after the comm tower. Yeah, see? Alright, black boat dead. Fire zooming in, going after these poor battlecopters. And comes a wave of infantry. Fortunately for Andy, there's a few rockets, although this one is actually the HQ's within the minimum range, so it can't actually shoot there. But there's other rockets around That can save the HQ, no problem. And foolish Adder thinks that this will save the comm tower, but a 4 health battleship will be thwarted by Andy using a super to get this. I thought that we were going to kill off this infantry. I thought it was going to be like recon infantry kills here, ABC blocks here. Okay, this guy did fire there, that's good. No, this has an anti-air in it, doesn't it? No, you gotta unload it. Okay, this isn't gonna get stopped because there's tons of infantry in range of it. Recon stands on the HQ. Yeah. Down goes a copter. There goes the T-copter. Your bomber goes after this guy. Looks like Andy is indeed going to hold. We have a carrier bot over here. Carriers have the biggest range in the game. Range of 8. They can only shoot the air. And they can hold ships on them. Carrier has arrived. Don't insult Andy. Don't insult Andy. Andy's got some sick plays. That's not a sick play. That's okay. I like unloading the anti-air on the city though. Fighter for strike. Hooah. Andy with the normal power. Look at that. Cruiser is all lined up. Take out the next fighter. Okay. Andy is set up to have a very nice turn with the super. There's a bomber on its way. Hyper upgrade. There we go. Smack. Probably I'd have the fighter kill the 4 health fighter. Anti-air hits the bomber. That works too. Yeah, it's okay. Now the fighter has air dominance. You could also at that point, since there's just a 4 health fighter alive and it's got nothing it can attack but a 7 health fighter that it dies against, you could then go after the bomber. That would also work. More fighters. This is like high funds. The fighter spam. Sidewinder. Zoom. Bomber kills anti-air. So rude, but this bomber is in a very perilous spot. Missile range, cruiser range, 7 health fighter range. Ooh, a Neo tank from Fipt. ABC killed off. What unit? I would probably have the recon interrupt here because this capture is it's not going to happen anytime soon. So I'd rather save the city. Well, no, cruiser, please. Okay, cleared the way to the HQ. Started the capture. Fighter on its way. Carrier spoiled for options. Cruiser, no! What? How did this bomber survive? In missile range, in cruiser range? Luckiest bomber alive. Okay, bomber goes down over here. Ooh. I don't know if that's a range or not. I don't think... Oh no. I don't think Andy has a super anyway. The Neotech. Oh my gosh. Well, if Andy somehow gets the super, it would just be GG, because you would super this up to 9. Capture. I guess it might still be GG if Andy can get the super next turn, because you do a cap here, then you join it. They shoot you back down to 4, and then you heal yourself up to 9, and you get the HQ. So over here, the tank can come up here, kill off this infantry, which is the recon go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and interrupt the capture on the harbor. Ooh. So when you do these caps, you can join a unit that's waited or has acted for the turn. So in this case, you would do a capture. So this goes down to just 6 capture points left, and then you join, so you're full health, threatening to finish it. If you join first, then the unit gets weighted, and then you can't cap. And the Nova is pointing out that Andy could just win with the normal power next turn, and that's also true. If this 4 health infantry went for the cap, this would go down to 6 cost. It depends on if this is a roll or not. And then they get shot back down to 4, and then normal power goes off, puts you up to 6, and you finish the HQ capture. It was down to 4 again. And now it won't work, because now there's 2 battleships looking at it. And 2 battleships will be able to kill an infantry. Okay, bombers be moving out. APC's be moving out. Needs to be getting some work done. Zoom. Off goes the fighter. That is... I was like, that's the weirdest vision range I've ever seen, but that's just because the fighter can't actually see into these forests. Well, if Adder somehow forgets to shell this guy, then Andy can. Offensive black boat. This could have been a sub. Could have built a sub. And then the cruiser would have found its nemesis. Okay, Air Force coming on in. Just straight up bomber spam. Straight up bomber spam. Can beat carrier. Definitely beats battleships. Alright, missile. Your moment. This is the gutsiest Neo tank. Oh, here's the battleship. Offensive battleship right after the offensive black boat. Okay, things are looking very bad for Andy next turn. Very bad indeed. I think this is going to be GG. Down goes the rocket. There's the capture. Block. Oh. Okay, I thought the battleship was just gonna kill off this tank. Well, since the battleship didn't kill off this tank or the missile, Andy does have a way of saving this HQ for a turn. Bomber dies, very sad. We now have the sub. Ah, the cruiser, you found your sub rival. You can almost get to it this turn too. At least you can attack the black boat. Okay, hyper upgrade. Multiple ways of killing this off. Bomber is sacrificed to the gods. Okay, we're gonna go this route. I don't like this route as much because I'd prefer if the bomber was killing off a battleship. Okay, okay. Tank goes down. I think that's... Oh, wait. I guess the rocket can't kill this, though. It looks GG to me. Fighters are very good at standing on HQs. They're very annoying like that. I got trapped on this guy. Okay. Flipped with the HQ capture. GG. That was a wild game. I'm sure a lot was learned. Almost the full armada just chilling out here. If this is if this is how my scavenger game goes, I'll be pretty happy. That was a good game. GG. We have Aegis versus headpats from Senpai on Naranja AC2. So this is a tournament game. Oh, it's this map. Scavenger's now a heavy naval map. Can't tell you otherwise. I was so sad that the cruiser had multiple opportunities to attack and it never attacked. So sad. Pre-deploy cruisers. It was a strict passive as cruiser. It was. You'll send me a good T-Copter Scavenger opening? Didn't you say all of your T-Copter Scavenger opening games lost? Alright, so we got Aegis. It's headpats from Senpai. I'll censor this map a tiny bit. There we go. Make Aegis into the penguins. All the copter games with Sammy. Did you win in the non-Sammy games? With the T-Copter opener? You don't like how this map looks? It's, I don't know if it is an Elise map, but it screams of Elise map to me. These central bases are very susceptible to just kind of dying. The cruiser tends to be usually, not always. It's not Elise, it just screams of Elise. Oh, so the T-Copters, okay, just don't T-Copter Sammy, okay. Round 2's already started. Kindle versus Drake. Nice. Cruiser is, I would say, very ineffectual. Usually. There is one high-profile game that I know of where it killed off a copter and the game immediately ended. You do have the option here of locking in their cruiser with your lander, should you actually fear their cruiser. But most people opt not to do that. There's two choices that this lander goes for. I guess in this case, Headpats from Senpai has decided to lock it in a tiny bit. It can only move to here instead of to here. But usually what we see with this lander is it either goes to sit on this harbor to deny it, or it goes and picks up this mech. The cruiser usually tries to act somewhat threatening to copters that move around in this area, but probably would actually get most benefit and effectiveness just trying to make it to sit on this harbor that oftentimes goes to the opposing side. Aegis is going to go pick up the mech. Headpats from Senpai should send an infantry over to this harbor, not necessarily right away, but somewhat soon. You don't want to move towards it this turn, because right now the lander has a choice. It can go for the mech or it can go for the block. So once the lander commits to the mech, then you want to step towards the harbor, because now the lander's not in range to block you. Benson Senpai did not go down the block there, and is instead moving this cruiser here. The cruiser can also chill on this harbor to stop the block from happening and just capture the harbor later. Aegis is also going to go for the harbor. Knows about these scandalous blocks. There we go. Aegis with the first copter. You might be like, oh, the cruiser, it can just run over here and smack it. No, it can't, because cruisers cannot move in forests. They cannot move on forests in the mountains, and they cannot move on the shoals. So these copters are actually free to be built. Imagine denying the harbor. Who would do something like that? Oh, there was a live standard match on this map with, I forget who. I know Raka, who was like the top standard player at the time, was playing. I forget who they were against, but Raka built a copter, moved it out over the ocean. The other player's cruiser came over and just one-shot it, and then Raka resigned. It was such a tragic moment in history. I don't know if Raka is still playing. Although that wasn't their last time playing. Cruiser is a win con. Okay. So it looks like Headpats from Senpai is going to say, aha! So your battlecopter might be able to interrupt this capture, but it can't do it from... Actually, I don't know why this cruiser moved. I was going to say it's stopping it from attacking from here. Okay, I understand. The idea is, if the cruiser's here, the battlecopter can't smack here and then have the lander move to here to stop the cruiser from attacking the battlecopter, therefore making it so that this capture cannot be interrupted by the battlecopter safely. The battlecopter can just fly over and almost one-shot this cruiser, but that would give a ton of charge to Headpats from Senpai. So it's deciding, no, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to fly over here and try and go for a similar kind of threat, I guess. Except this cruiser can just kind of follow, and then this guy won't be able to hit this. Although he'll be able to get onto land. That might be its goal. We have another. We have a battle copter from headpats from senpai build up here. That comes down and helps protect against this copter. It might just have been worth it to. I guess it was also setting up for another one of the exact same plays with the copter smacks here and the lander blocks. Headpats from senpai's cruiser blocking the way. 6 cruiser blocks. On the mainland, we do have some tanks starting to be built. Actually, just Aegis has a tank. Just copter spam from headpats. Tank out into the middle. Headpats from senpai a little bit faster in these middle captures, so the tank's not really disrupting too much. We do have an anti-air built from Aegis. It will help stop any copter harassments that can come onto this base. Again, this base is very susceptible to being taken out just because of the heavy terrain over here. Usually, I will say, usually it's because someone builds like a tank and like hits an anti-air with a tank here, and then an artillery comes up behind it, and then you just kind of lose your base. Did Rocket go on to play second in that tournament? That's impressive. I don't remember Rocket placing so high. Is to stop the copter from hitting the tank, I guess? I don't think the copter would really like to hit the tank. This poor copter from Aegis is just constantly being chased away by this cruiser. It does need to be a little bit careful, because as soon as headpats from senpai actually has enough charge for normal power, the cruiser can just kind of speed up a bit. It might be able to actually tag it. There's some fighting in the center over this contested property. Headpats from senpai with the income lead here. It's very easy to overextend into the center because of how close these bases are. Beat you twice in the finals. Ah. Cruiser chased you endlessly. I'm not completely sold on the double copter attack. This should just be a tank. I don't know why it's a medium tank. The tank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with a power can hit here. I guess this tank's already here. The idea is that this anti-air is overwhelmed, and then hopefully headpats from senpai is going to be able to like get a tank advantage health wise out of this. If the anti-air goes back here to hit this copter, it does base block Aegis, which is really sad. If it goes over here to hit this copter, I mean, I think that's actually just fine. I think you just ignore this copter. The mech over here is doing a good job of stopping Aegis from going for any. So what we might see here, I mean, maybe it's not super fine. You kind of are forced to build an anti-air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it unfortunately doesn't actually cover this anti-air. We're gonna stop the tank from getting getting any funny ideas. But tank plus copter might kill here on the city. If it doesn't, then the Aegis is pretty happy. I don't think a copter can do 5 damage to an anti-air in the city. That's asking too much. Medium tank is able to deny that. You have this copter over here now. Things are looking mighty dicey for headpats. If D just gets a normal power, 1, 2, 3. I guess it doesn't reach it. It's fine, but there's no tank guarding this. The anti-air just kind of attacks anyway. Yeah, this doesn't reach. Under block. There's going for some attacks against infantry. I don't super love that. No, this reaches. Yeah, I don't like this tank attack. I don't like this anti-air attack. I'd prefer if this anti-air went back onto this city. That doesn't work. Oh. Neo tank. Okay. Maybe with the Neo tank it works. So the anti-air can hit here to clear this, and then the medium tank can come up and kill off this tank. And then with a power, Deegis's Neo tank can hit back. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. No power threat anymore. Hit the poor medium tank. Okay, we'll go up over here. Headpats from Senpai does still have a nice 2k income lead. I think the tactics have been a little bit better from DJs, except for all the amazing cruiser blocks that happened over here. I think that was great. I was not sold on the... Oh, hi, Headpats. Ah, it was the bottom roll. I see. Yeah, if it was tank copter killed anti-air, I'd be more happy with that. But since the anti-air lived, I think the attack kind of fell apart. Now, Fluffy always gets max roll, even as Sonya. That's attacking down here. You got a nice interrupt. Drop this as well. We have our own Neo tank. Lander block. This one mech has warded off so many vehicles. Heal. Bust in here. We'll save this tank, I guess. Yeah. If Batsman Senpai did hold up enough money to do a Neo tank chain here, so D just should be wary. This Neo tank can go in, smack this tank, and then build another Neo tank. Ooh, we're gonna use the normal power after this tank instead. I'm not as sold on this. Okay, hitting the anti-air. Okay, never mind. I take it back. I'm sold on it. Hitting both the anti-airs and the copter coming in here, that's pretty big. I wasn't sold on it because with the power, the Neo tank reaches here, but that means that if you like double Neo tank, then this one doesn't actually get covered anymore. The medium tank is just covering. This is like the classic move. You hit all their anti-airs, then bring in your copters. Although there is a copter. There's only one copter here for headpats, and there's 2 from DJs that can come in to help support. Oh, DJs is going to do the exact same maneuver Although I think it's going to cost the Neotank its life, which is a little less stellar. I like this lander block the headpats from Senpai has set up. Deegis has it too. But Deegis is one tile further up. Because headpats has the units in the way. But this stops a lot of those attacks that come through here. Try and kill off the base. It does deny the income on the middle city. But I think the loss was more than that city's made so far, right? Maybe not. But this is a great lander block. And now the base dies. There we go. We do have this bomber built by Deegis. The idea with the bomber, I think, is to have it reach and kill off the anti-air, and then the base is just kind of doomed because there's a bomber staring at it. But in this case, it looks like headpats from Senpai will be fine. If there was 2 battlecopters freed here, then the double battlecopter attack on this medium tank might be enough to lock down this base. But because this does get trapped in here, there's only 1 battlecopter to attack. And that's just going to be GG, as this base is going to survive, and Deegis has lost this one. Even if this base got locked down by the bomber, I think headpats from Senpai would have it, because the captures are happening so much faster over here, and there's quite the standing army right here. So GG, I think. I'm not 100% sold on the double copter play, but I am definitely sold on the power turn here. I think that completely changed the game. Oh, just checking. So why did Deegis move? If this lander didn't move here and instead moved here, kind of like what headpats from Senpai's did, I think that would have saved this base, because it would have served the exact same role. Not quite sure why I moved here instead. You had second turn advantage on this map. Ooh, what's the second turn advantage on this map? Oh, wow. Oh, is that... The player 2 starts out with another city. Is that to try and balance the 4K starting income? I do think that the infantry... I do think that this base is much more important than this base is. So starting having infantry start here, of course, is good. Interesting. Yeah, first person in the middle is a big deal. Yeah. It's true. That's usually why the bases aren't so close to each other, so that the turn advantage isn't hitting quite so heavy there. You have Neverlocke versus achesst. Animate the truth. Looks like we've had 2 Neverlocke versus achesst games. This one's High Funds. Tier 3. Javier versus Kindle. Oh, it's this map. Show me your opening. Show me how to play it. Neverlocke versus achesst. Achesst, you are a penguin. Neverlocke. Welcome to the comment. I guess we can have it face this way. High fun's high fun! Yeah! So we'll see how they go about this. I can see the Javier pick being decent. I was skeptical of it because the full map on here? No. I was skeptical of it because it looked to me like these comm towers are very much contestable. And if you don't get your comm tower, I imagine you just kind of die. So Neverlocke's rushing these contested properties. I think that's probably wise. We'll see if it ends up mattering. With chest with the double drop down over here. Going with a fast tank. I'm surprised the tank's built over here. Because to me, it kind of looks like Neverlocke is rushing this. We'll see. No, Neverlocke is not. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, I like the tank going down here a lot more than when I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess it would be okay going up here because there isn't anything, there isn't an artillery built to defend this, so you could deny this. Whoa, medium tank rushed out. See, this is me learning high fun strats here. A quick medium tank. Neverlocke with a quick APC from the corner. Yeah, I think the tank going up in this case would have been better, just because this tank was already made. Okay, so this comm tower is pretty much uncontestedly going to be achesst. I don't know why the medium tank went down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish area. I thought we were going to try and deny this comm tower, but maybe we're just going to be polite to each other. Okay, so the tank is going to go for this annoying deny that I saw as a possibility. Maybe the medium tank just doesn't trust I can actually get in here. That's fine. That does delay this capture. We do have an artillery coming out for Neverlocke. Just being so polite, not trying to deny the comm tower from Neverlocke. That's so nice. You sure wonder if Javier will try to get both comm towers? Nah. Javier would never. Okay, we've got some tank spam coming on out here, so it looks like we're gonna really try and focus on denying this city. Medium tank getting some harassment in here. Neo tank, Neverlocke. Built an artillery over here. An interesting choice. This is a really weird choice to me, because can't tank kill this tank and then the infantry just hits? I don't understand the wall. And then like just wave of tanks. Just one tank. The other tank's gonna come down here to try and interrupt. In the middle. You have one interrupt up here. Okay, so it looks like achesst's plan is to have Neverlocke invest units in like getting this comm tower, but then not actually try and challenge it, and instead just go for a bunch of economic harass. So far, so good. I like this attack, this interrupt by Neverlocke though. The center is looking much happier for Neverlocke. Achesst would really like to get the Urban Blight soon, because it would just be some really nice denials in the still ongoing capture phase. I don't know how badly. Like, I don't think you want to go just medium tank attacks from city kind of badly. Smack. This tank does get in here. Neo tank coming in. Oh, okay. So if this was going to happen, I would definitely do it first, and then I'd only do it if it would get me my Urban Blight, for sure. The Urban Blight. Economic denial gone wild. Okay, so I'd prefer if this could, I guess it's not possible. If this could have happened before the Urban Blight, that would have been great. After the Urban Blight, what did we deny? We denied one. This already got denied. Okay, this Urban Blight's suddenly feeling much worse, because I think it's only denying, oh, it's 2 cities get denied by this. Yeah. You do want it that badly. Yeah. Delay it with a maybe. Okay. Well, we'll see how it plays out. You get a bunch of free attacks over here. I mean, that's pretty cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Although the artillery doesn't quite work out right, because the artillery fires, Neotank kills this off, then this Neotank can interrupt the capture. We do get to almost completely wipe out all the infantry on this front, though, which is really nice economically. The uh-oh from Neverlocke. Oh no, Neverlocke! You got your comm tower, you're fine. I guess these tanks, if this 5 health Neotank goes in here, the tanks can actually kill it off. Look at the bottom right like ever. It's looking dicey, but still somewhat holdable. Whoa! I guess this Neotank can go for the interrupt. Oh, okay, never mind. Go after the tank hits. This infantry. Try and make us like the barricade to stop this from getting interrupted. I think this is just. Oh no, I guess this is a Javier infantry. Up here. They abandoned their artillery. I guess it's okay though. Only the tanks can attack it. There's no way this is okay, right? Doesn't the Neo Tank just come in, smack, 1 health tank sits here? I guess if the 1 health tank sits here, the idea is this infantry can just kill it. Maybe this is fine. The artillery can shoot the Neo Tank. Covered by the Neo Tank? I don't think I see the if there's 6 blocks here, I don't see it. Aww, so sad for achesst. This is still really nasty though. Okay, these 2 infantry are definitely going to be a problem soon if we get locked into this like fight over here. Ooh, okay, so there's no. I thought there might be a sick. I guess the 3 health tank could have gone here, but then you're still getting hit by the artillery. Like Neo Tank smack, 3 health tank goes here, smacks artillery, 4 health tank attacks there. Because then it stops the Neo Tank from hitting the Neo Tank, but the artillery is still nasty there. Yeah. Okay. I mean, this looks like Neverlocke is doing... Vehicle-wise, Neverlocke is doing fine on this front. Infantry-wise, awful. Infantry-wise, kind of awful everywhere. We got 13 infantry against 16. Where are they? They're just all injured. I guess that's the nature of fighting Kindle sometimes. We're up on that one. Big smack. Neverlocke. Go for the capture there, I guess. Fine. Oh, we charge him forward. No fear. This seems... But nothing protects the artillery. I guess this infantry blocking is protecting. Well, let's see. Jess fighting for the middle. We got equal tank fights here. Smack. Smack. Kill the tank. The artillery. You didn't even have to use the Neo Tank there. Yeah. Okay, now this is looking really bad. The artillery is in fact not blocking. No, we're talking about the infantry is still fine. Oh man, double Neo Tank coming in here. I guess you build your own and you're like, you get the reinforcing Neo Tank. The center is going to be so much fighting. Is this a join cap one? Oh my gosh. Don't join cap it to 8. That's awful. Okay, well, we're 100% going to have an Urban Blight this turn. I guess it doesn't hit too many, but it stops achesst's own city from being captured, which is pretty huge. Oh no. Oh no. Wow, I would have thought... Because you can send a 3 health tank in here to block and kill this off. You don't have to use the full health. And then the 1 health tank can block as well. Oh no, the Neo tank. Okay. The target is this Neo tank. It can't return to safety. I mean, it can, but then this Neo tank has to move here. Yeah, this is looking really bad now. I mean, I guess you have to go into Mega Tank spam. Tower shield. I'm not as sold on this urban blight because nothing actually got put in place to continue to deny this, but that's okay. It doesn't even kill this tank. I guess this is... I mean, losing the city, of course, sucks. But I guess the Neo tank being on the forest is pretty sturdy. Especially with a Javier power active. We finally got some infantry out over here, so these cities can start to be threatened. A nice tank count for Neverlocke over here, and we do get this city. So we're gonna catch up on the economy here. It takes to just kind of run in and hit whatever they want. Neo tank. Yeah, look at that. I don't even know if that's worth attacking. Or it probably is for the charge. And it weakens it so it can't help cover over here. Yeah, chilling in the forest, looking good. You have a 4 health artillery threatening here. Double Neo tank. I'm surprised there wasn't a mega tank built here. I guess there's just other things happening on the map that you also have to react to for sure. Double artillery coming in to try and lock this base. By Neverlocke. Swung in there. There's the mega tank. Another Javier power. We're going to deny this city. The Neo tank wall. Oh man, if it. I guess it's fine because it's got the power active. I've never seen a Neo tank wall look quite so squishy. Ooh. Very annoying blocks here. The 6 health infantry has a chance to kill the 1 health tank. If it fails, then very sad news for the mega tank. It just doesn't get to move off, and these cities flip. Okay, it must not be that squishy. I guess I imagine achesst would have to have the super to go in for an attack like that. Just gonna wait a turn, let Neverlocke's power fade. Okay, the infantry does get the kill. That's nice. Now the mega tank can come off. It does take up a whole ammo to shoot that though. And since the mega tank's off, then another mega tank can get built, and then they should be able to fight like to save the base. Although it's a huge investment. Base status locked. You really wanted this city achesst. There we go. There's the double mega. It's a huge investment. But it is kind of matching the Neotank investment. It definitely is. Achesst also went for a mega. The Neverlocke. This is almost what happened in my game against JTQWN, except JTQWN didn't die in the bottom right. And did better and had like really well playing the contestant. But Neverlocke is getting control of the center. If there was a full health Neo to attack from this city, it would be very dicey. Okay. A nice income lead for achesst. No, it's not a 4K. It's not as good. It's still good. Mega does come off. Gets a swing. Mega's down to one shot, which is so unfortunate because now Neverlocke has to build another mega. I don't know if you even build another mega though. Because it kind of looks like you build a mega and then you die anyway here. So we go tower shield. Okay. So what's going to be really unfortunate is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's probably achesst, uses the Neotank, kills the 1 health mega. And then the 2 health. No, I guess then the 8 health tank hits here. It dies, but it drains the last ammo. And then you bring in this 3 health Neotank to stand here, and the 2 health Neotank to stand here to wait off the power turn, and then you just kill this on the next turn. Bottom right mega had 1 HP. It can't break free, yeah. That's exactly. And if they want, they can. This one can at least attack there if he wants to. Yeah. Now that this has no ammo, it just shoots a little machine gun. And this base is dead, although it's not captured quite yet. But it's going to be rough for a lot of pressure being put on the center base. But it's going to be really rough for Neverlocke because as soon as this base dies, all of these units get to move back and save the middle, and all of Neverlocke's investment over here is pretty much wasted. You get to clear the city and then stand on it for the repairs. Oh, good. Neverlocke does get another power, which is nice. But the I could be wrong, but I do imagine that with Urban Blight, this just gets cracked because it's not firing back with anything. It's still just a little machine gun. This city continually denied throughout this whole game. You think? Urban Blight. Oh, High Society. Whoa. What? Does this not get cracked with an Urban Blight? I don't quite understand the high society. So what I'm imagining is Urban Blight, Neotank kills, or you might have to do like, maybe that doesn't kill is the thing. It's not 160% defense though, because it's going to be down at 6. So it's going to have plus 30% defense and then plus like 15-ish. It is ammo less. So you can't sack into it. Yeah. It kills infantry still. You don't think the Urban Blight power? I'll look it up. You can open up a game. It might not. Let's see here. We got Kindle. Wait. Neotank. Hawke. Against Javier. A city. Power. And a comm tower. That's 6 health. I'll get down to 4. 29. So if this got knocked down to... This got knocked down to 3... then that would do it. So it depends on how healthy of a... Or it'd probably do it at least. Well, I don't care about how it fires back. So if there's a very unhealthy 9, then you'll probably kill it. I guess if those 2 Neotanks had, or if at least this Neotank had attacked on the previous turn, then it would have been 100% crackable. Fun facts. But doesn't look like it's quite able there. It does matter a lot. Why would the ammo matter? It doesn't take more damage without ammo. It just doesn't fire back. Okay. That's not what happens. We get a high society. So high society gives you plus 3%. I think it's plus 3% firepower for every city and HQ you have. Exactly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So it's giving plus 66% attack. It's slightly better than a Grim Power. Grim Super? Grim Power? Let me quickly look up Grim. Okay, Grim Normal Power is plus 50%. The Grim Super is plus 80%. So it's no Grim Super, but it's slightly better than Grim Normal Power. It doesn't count bases. Yeah, I could have counted income generating and then minus the bases. Only city plus HQ. So I would not recommend it at this stage. But that's why we're having exchanges like this, a 4-8 with it. They count in DS, yeah. It is the Kindle nerf. I mean, here it would have counted for another 12% damage. I mean, there's definitely some attacks here that would definitely benefit from that. It's true. If the comm towers, I think the comm towers, the labs, these also matter in DS, right? Yeah, so it'd be another 12. So plus 24% more power is lost here. Yeah. No, I get you. It also gives you triple, or almost triple, the Kindle day-to-day, because for some reason Kindle gets double powers. I mean, Jake kind of does too. Oh, it's over tripled. So she normally gets plus 40% attack power when attacking from urban terrain. When she has her super, she gets plus 130%. Attack power when attacking from urban terrain. When she urban blight, she gets plus 80%. Yeah, Neverlocke, even with the super versus urban blight discussion, is way behind in value for sure. The Mega's got to move out. Some captures going on. At least Neverlocke has managed to equalize the income, which is honestly pretty impressive. With some rockets being built. Breakthrough here. Whatever, shoot me. Save my city. I respect it. That just is like, whatever, man. I don't care about this dumb base. Let's go out and try and win elsewhere. Tries to kill off this tank. Just barely lives. I'm surprised this tank didn't come in and finish it off. The infantry to start capturing. I guess it just wasn't worth it. So many Neotanks getting bought. What is the Neotank count? 11 Neotanks versus 4. Oh no. Some of those Neotanks are low on health though. Like this one. The city has been fought over the whole game. Achesst has no more healthy infantry in range. Neverlocke has successfully denied it and might even go for a capture of it. Rockets moved out. I mean, it's looking like pretty promising up here. Oh, this artillery just ran away and got hit by the Neo tank. We've got an urban blight. Donk, 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 donk. Hit the Mega. Get down to 2. Mega gone. Tank gone. Some of this base not looking too hot again. Okay, this all holds though. But you just be fighting. Things gathering up over here. This Mega's so sad. It can't attack anything without dying. You don't really want to trade Mega for Neo. And attack to give 3 bars. Tower shield. Huge unit lead. Unit count lead for chest. Okay. The attacking forces, or defending / attacking forces of Neverlocke kind of get split here. I think it just doesn't have it. Ooh. I would not have gone in with that Mega because an Urban Blight. Okay, Neverlocke. Neverlocke resigns. I was gonna say you don't want to give achesst a good way of getting an Urban Blight in this situation because there's like a city right here next to this Neo tank. This Neo tank sitting on a city. Maybe it's not so bad. I was just looking down here and this is awful. There's GG. Neverlocke won the center. Yeah, the corner was real rough. Good job on denying this the whole game. And I was right to point out that this city was definitely one of those weak spots, it looks like. Achesst was able to deny it. I'm amazed at the comm towers. Both comm towers were never contested. They just kind of, in a game with Javier, they just kind of got to exist. And people got to enjoy them. Yeah, you got all 4 props in the middle. Yeah, I think Broken Pipe seems to do kind of play. Also, I put that the Scavenger game shows up twice in the queue. Okay, I'll make sure to fix that up. I hope everyone enjoyed. Here is your apple for the day. We had some wild games for sure. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on Wednesday. Thanks for watching.
It's Go7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins, that's his thing.